This is my speech number 3, and it is about where a person, place, or thing. I'll be talking about a person that's very special and dear to me. Her name was Loretta Mae Matthews. She was born on January 2nd of 1939 to Anna Mae Copeland and Robert Lee Copeland in Kansas City, Kansas. Her grandmother, her great-grandmother was a slave. Her grandmother was a housemaid. Her mother was raised in Kansas City, and then she was taken to another city and brought back by her father. My grandmother was very important to me. She's always been like a mother to me. My whole childhood, I was always living with my grandparents. There was only maybe a few years out of my childhood where my mother and I and my sister actually stayed in an apartment by ourselves. But most of the time we stayed with my grandparents. My grandma, she used to cook with me and do my nails and help me write my name. One time she was trying to teach me how to write my name, and she got so upset with me that she was holding my hand to try to make me write, and I kept writing my Z backwards. It was making her so upset because she used to get impatient. Grandma wasn't very patient with that anyways, and it almost made me cry. I remember I must have been like 5 years old, but yeah, she was very strong when it came to teaching people about our history, our family history. She wanted us to know how important each and every one of us were. It didn't matter who you were. She dedicated her life to helping others and helping them know who they were as a person. She was a Black Panther. They always talked about her big afro and her pick with the fist in it. She did it all. She marched with Martin Luther King, and she was a rebel back in the 60s. At her funeral, we even had a woman speak about how strong Grandma felt about things not being fair between the different colors of the skin and the races and things of that nature. My grandpa, that was one of the reasons we fell in love with her, because of how strong she was, how opinionated she was. He mentioned how Grandma used to get on his nerves so much, but he loved her, and he loved it about her. They drove each other crazy and loved each other at the same time. My grandmother, she was very loving, and she was so proud of us, her grandchildren. She would go to dialysis, and all the older people sitting around, they would talk about their grandchildren. Well, my grandma would get them ranting and raving about us and have everybody looking at them with their mouths, with their jaws dropped, like, oh my goodness. My cousin is in the Army. I'm going into the Air Force once I get done with my nursing degree. My sister is going into the Navy when she gets done with college. But we just had so much to make my grandmother happy. I wasn't raised to go, you get straight A's, you do this, you do that. But for some reason I just did. And I think it was because of her and my grandfather. We weren't pushed to do anything, but because of the love and care that they gave us when we lived with them, we just knew what was right from wrong and did our best to make them happy. My grandmother passed away on October 17th due to heart failure during dialysis. She was really weak. She survived through breast cancer twice. She had kidney failure, she had Alzheimer's, and she had dementia. It was very hard for us to watch her be in pain like that, and I'm actually glad that she went the way she did. She was actually sleeping and she went peacefully. Um, it was really hard for me to talk about it at first, but I didn't want to be shallow with my speech. I wanted to actually let someone know how important she was to me and why it's been so hard for me to go about my life these past few weeks, with me not turning in assignments on time and not being able to focus and having anxiety and all these things. My grandmother is not the one to blame at all. It's me coping with the fact that I don't get to sit down and speak with my grandmother anymore about the things that we used to talk about, and how she would make me laugh. I remember when I was about 14 or 15 years old, my grandma, she used to come downstairs and dance with us. And, we used to teach her how to lean with it, rock with it, and she'd shake her butt, and she was so fun, and I miss her. I thank you for listening to me talk about Loretta Mae Matthews. Bye.